have an healthy, energetic pattern. Rewrite it unhealthy one. So then becoming devoted, growing as a better person, and achieving experience as a whole wish. So then it comes down to remembering, reminding is what is helpful for us is the key of not just a one time, but it just until it becomes the nature, natural part of our way of thinking. Okay. Hi, how are you? So that's what's the idea. And I've been using this since 2005, so it's like 17 years. And believe me, little by little, playing with this card, and then the same card coming back in again and again, and then eventually the way we think is transforming. I am the good example. Like, hey, my way is pretty healthy. Oh, thank you for letting me know. Can you hear me better now? Good morning. Good morning. Hello, hello. Does this sound better? Hope so. Let's see. Sometimes the connection gives a chance. Oh, good. Still, letting me know. This time. Hello, hello. Is this sound better? So helpful. Thank you for letting me know, Sonia. Still. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, thank you for letting me know. So let me pick the card for all of us. Good to be reminded this week. This week. Okay. This looks like middle chakra. Ah, the card is healthy goal. Healthy goal. The fourth energy center, color green. Actually, the color green is I just used for mindfulness practice. Hi, Mel. Mindfulness practice for this day is green. And then this one is the heart chakra green in conjunction with goals. Isn't it interesting? The goal seems to be a trend last week's and then this day. So here is an unhealthy thought. My job isn't really my true passion, but I stay for the security and the benefit. My job isn't really my true passion, but I stay for the security and the benefit. That's unhealthy thought. The healthy thought is I now give thanks to that I experience profit, benefit, and gain in all areas of my life, mental, emotional, and spiritual. My work now has heart, meaning, and profit. This is a great affirmation card for preparing the springtime and integrating or updating or clarifying in conjunction with spring cleaning and the closet and then also our mind and then what we are creating for our goals It's a good reminder. So let me check what Dr. Mona Lisa needs to add on this. Healthy goals with the heart of the matter in conjunction with the goals. Healthy goals. Page 57. 57. Okay. So, the goal setting, the heart, it's pretty long. Okay. Many people have a hard time believing that money will easily come to us if we do what we love. Staying in a job we have just for the money may be a great short term decision, but in the long run, we are likely to suffer financially. Let's do the math. Let's say we work 40 hours a week in a job we absolutely hate, doing something we detest for nearly 50% of our waking life, cause the release of the stress hormones, uh, epinephrine and cortisol, which bathe in our mind body, increasing our chances to having heart disease, stroke, dementia, and cancer. Even though we would be staying in a job we don't like so we can get health and retirement benefit, we're reducing our lifespan by 10 to 15 years. If we stay in a job we loathe, we are talking actually taking out a highest interest mortgage on our health. Working at a job with heart, meaning, and profit gives us prosperity in all areas of our life: mental, emotional, and spiritual. So it comes down to balance, the harmony, mental, emotional, and spiritual, the physical health. That's a good reminder. It's just interesting information that lifespan talking about. I heard that specialist was mentioning, some doctor was mentioning about the average life, how long you're gonna live in this life. The Western country, the Eastern, is the Russia average is 10 years younger than the Western countries. Isn't this amazing? So they are under many stressful situation. Each of us has an own unique challenges, being part of the unity, the regions and communities and so forth. But isn't it something that it's very clear that this information that Dr. Mona Lisa mentioned is about we are so unhappy or so stressed out, and then the hormones and the balance of mental, spiritual is it's of course that nutritious conditioning is also the case, but thinking about the Western countries as other different kind of challenges of the food, so it's hard to compare. But just the lifespan itself, talking about like a 10 years is a one decade, like the average is like, for example, like 80 years, and then some regions or countries just ending 70 years. Isn't this amazing? The fact that the living in the same linear time on this planet Earth, but the conditioning of the environment that we are in, the rough condition, and then we're not gonna live long life. But some countries like living like 100 years, and so how important to be in that balanced harmony with the emotional, mental, spiritual, and then work. And we sometimes need some special focus on particular area like a financial emergency needs or physical emergency need, or like a crisis situation, and then we learn what would be a better way to balancing it out. But idea is that depressed in some area like heart of the matter, and to stay in a job for absolutely disliking that environment and so forth, but the benefit, that kind of calculation, it's not gonna support life itself. Then it comes down to what makes us exciting for this life. So that what's the purpose of life? Is that to just to live, survive, of course it's depending on the region, especially right now that we are witnessing of what's happening in that particular regions. And it's needing the balance, and sometimes we got to challenge own unique situation. But basically here is the healthy goal, where we are consciously choosing to stay in unhealthy situation, and then it's ended up like eating up our own life. So here is the unhealthy thought: my job isn't really my true passion, but I stay for the security and the benefit. The healthy thought is, I now give thanks to that. I experience profit, benefit, and gain in all areas of my life: mental, emotional, and spiritual. My work now has heart, meaning, and profit. So I would say that when we affirm this affirmation, and then it's good to update and clarify the purpose of life. What's the purpose behind that goal? I'm talking to myself. And then that purpose would support us to balance in each area, not just the one area for long enough, but to harmonize and consolidate, coordinate cohesively to raise the level in each area, not just the one particular area repressing this, but these are all part of ourselves. So that's what the reminder of this day. Hello, hello. Thanks for hello, hello. EGA. So, anyone would like to get the personal reminder? If so, please drop the number 1 to 10 for me. I am more than happy to check the personal energy with the reminder card for you for this week. Six. Oh, six. Okay. Sonia for six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is for Sonia. Here we go. The card you picked is healing sadness. Healing sadness. Root chakra color red. The first energy center, which is about feeling being belonged to, community, feeling safe, survival. That's what the energy center, grounding, down the earth. And I share unhealthy thought first, and then the healthy thought, and then let me scan your energy, current energy, and then come up with some reminder might be helpful for this week. Okay, Sonia. So unhealthy thought. in conjunction with the sadness. Sadness is one of the five human basic emotions: love, joy, fear, anger, and sadness. So the sadness with the unity, community, feeling belong to, safety, survival. That's what the energy card. So unhealthy thought is I feel rejected by my family and friends. That's unhealthy thought. The healthy thought is I now have a wealth of family and friends who make me feel like I belong. Okay, so let me scan your energy, Sonia. Two for male. Sure, after this. Okay. Okay, I am seeing you that something holy around you, and recently that knowingness become more obvious to you, and then seems like that is connected to your heart of the matter and the nice feminine energy around that, and then you feel comfortable with. However, perhaps that new idea that it's really natural to you is kind of odd to the people close to you because individually we evolve our own unique speed. So, in the sense of like a spiritual awakening, you awaken, and that speed is not as much as resonating as you wished for, so that you like to share your idea or way of seeing to the people or friends, we being so close and then feeling like no resonance. Something must be, it used to be resonating, but something feeling unfitting. That's what I am getting. So here's, according to this card, is the sadness. I now have a wealth of family and friends who makes me feel like I belong to. Perhaps that if you feel that kind of feeling, then I take it as an opportunity to finding a new community or new people um, outside of that current friend circle or community, because you're just simply growing. Nothing wrong with that for the growth, but just a matter of every each one of us grows, and then sometimes we sadly need to leave or create some space in order for us to grow. And when it happens to the close partnership or intimate relationship, it's hard to admit that because so loving and want to be together. But at the end of the day, we got to follow our own inner knowing and support that growth, and then the community and friends that support individual growth as a family or community, that's where we want to be part of, encourage one another to grow. So I'm sending healing, and if that emotion sadness bringing you, and then that could be a sign for you to seek out the new community to explore your newness. Thank you for allowing. I hope that it helps as a reminder. You're welcome. Two for Mel. And this reminds me the sadness that I absolutely felt the sadness that at workplace when I used to work with the team, and then I feel like I'm the only, like black swan, the duck in the penguin or something like that, and it was, I thought that was I felt belong to, and then how come they don't understand me? And then I need to spend my time into the restroom there in the office hour because it's just the emotion. It's a sadness, and I need to let that tear shed it, cleansing. So my job is to noticing the emotion and take myself, excuse myself from the physical space, and then to let that out, and then to noticing how much I am growing. And then as a professional, I get to deal with that to make sense to them. But that's like a professional self and then a spiritual self and then sometimes ego need to massage in it and to make a balance out of. So it's always nice to be reminded that we are all growing all of the time. And then out of the blue, the awakening comes and, we got to celebrate. And sometimes that celebration is the graduation for saying goodbye to it has been. It's always hard. But, knowing that something better will be taking place because the universe is it's pretty efficient when we are ready to open and then comes when it comes and then just we want to realign in with the grief to let go. That's kind of a human things, but it's I just want to share that type of emotion with the feeding of community, family, and team, and groups and circle always happens to me on my path. Mm. And if it happens to the family of the blood, oh, that's very challenging. It's so draining. That's a practice for unconditional love. Here is for male too. One, two. Unconditional love. Deep breath, and then no matter what, you're lovable. They're lovable. We are lovable. One, two. This is for male. That looks like upper chakra. Ah, your card, Mel, is healing anger. Healing anger. The seventh energy center. The crown chakra, color purple, which is about divine consciousness, higher power, um, purpose of life. Interesting. Sonia was the root chakra, first chakra and seventh chakra, and then the collective is the heart chakra. It's it's balancing. Okay, the anger is one of the five human basic emotions: love, joy, fear, anger, and sadness. And then this anger is the flip side of the coin of sadness. Because of sad, and then sometimes that feeding is with the energy, and then how come it's not this way, and then angry about, but it's that perhaps the component is pretty same element. So here's an unhealthy thought: things should be different in my life. Things should be different in my life. The healthy thought is things that have been out of balance will soon be back in balance as I remove confusion and gain greater clarity in my life. Order will be restored. Okay, so let me go scan your energy. Okay, before I'm getting into, I already sensing that's like I feel that little bit of crowd happening in the turbulence in a sense that on your yellow brick road right now. And then this is the great reminder that that's all part of process. So good to stay with the decided outcome, and I highly encourage you to stay that. And even to noticing that discomfort and emotion, and that's all good, as long as the awareness is here, and then that's all delicious part of getting there. So I am sending healing and appreciate that awareness that you're noticing that turbulence, and to be committed to the outcome that you wholeheartedly chose for this upcoming spring and beyond. Thank you for allowing life purpose. Mm. You're welcome. Yes, it has been very bumpy, especially me is the emotionally bumpy. So it's a change of it's a major change is happening within and the world around us. And it just simply know that as long as we know the heart of the matter and committed to allow that to resonate in, and everything else in between becoming part is good for us. It's good for us. Even it's the painful. It's just like paying for giving birth to something. And then reminding is the healing, perhaps. And sometimes it's like, oh, that's the end of end of everything, discouraging. So appreciate your connection here, that you guys are really supporting me here to get going with that weekly things and reminding and connecting and so forth. So I truly appreciate that. And then especially that word is sharing the challenges in the undesirable way, unbelievable way. Oh, thank you for the heart, Sonia. Appreciate that. And one of these crisis situations that we are part of that, and focusing on what we can do is to self-love and to strengthen the peace and balance instead of embodying what's unideal. That's part of us, but we can balancing out. Oh, thank you. I'm truly appreciate that connection. It's even geographically far away. Um, Time zone is different, but the mutual interest and focus for bettering for self and support one another. I think that's what I feel as family. The same pools as an person becoming a better person individually and together to support and do something easily do for self and one another. And then I think we are enough, and to just reminding and rewire in the unhealthy one to healthier way, because the human system is subconscious and autopilot all the time, and that challenges us when we want to change something, like when we want to open up a spirit for voicing it out in a new way, or revealing the true voice to maybe the first time to connect. So that's and one of these world crisis happening since we've been marinated with the pandemic or exercising that crisis situation, and then now here the new type of energy. But we can use it as an energy. It's not good or bad, it's energy. So we can use it for bettering, and you can use it for your bettering, your life's bettering. And I am for mine. And together we can unity power to make the candle light brighter together. So that's what I truly feel. And thank you for connecting. And you have a wonderful week. And let us take a moment together to connect as one, feel the energy with the conscious breath. Simply deeply breathe in from nose and then exhaling as one by simply reminding that we are all connected under one sky. So let us take a long, deep breath, counting 3, 1 now, 2, 3, and exhale as one. Thank you. So the collective reminder for this week here is the healthy goals, the heart chakra. I now give thanks that I experience profit, benefit, and gain in all areas of my life, mental, emotional, and spiritual. My work now has heart, meaning, and profit. And then second one is healing sadness. I now have a wealth of family and friends who make me feel like I belong. And then a life purpose. Things that have been out of balance will soon be back in balance as I remove confusion and gain greater clarity in my life. Order will be restored. Thank you for joining. You have a wonderful evening, day, night, and I see you when I see you. And thank you from Twitter Joiner. Always leaving the heart and the tweet. I appreciate that. Hopefully, we can connect sometimes in live in the very near future. All right, bye. Thank you. You're welcome.